And sitting up tall, we'll shrug the shoulders up by the ears. Bring your shoulder blades down onto your back. And close the eyes for a moment. Settling in, take a couple of breaths in and out. And then we'll start to come into that Pilates breath. So as we inhale, growing tall, and on the exhale, allowing the sitting bones to sink down into the floor. On an inhale, lengthening the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. Exhale, sitting bones reaching down into the floor. One more like that, inhaling through the nose. We'll exhale here, blow it out. And then from here, blinking open the eyes, just dropping your ear toward that right shoulder. Try to keep the shoulder relaxed away from ear. Come back to the center and drop toward the left shoulder this time, breathing into that stretch. Back to center, and once again to the right. Center and over to the left. Nice. We'll come back to the center and just gaze over that right shoulder. Give this nice stretch to the head and neck. And center over the left. And once again to the right. And back over to the left. And from here, bring your chin to your chest. And then gazing up. And chin to your chest. And gazing up. Take a couple of shoulder rolls here. So shrugging the shoulders up by your ears. Drawing the shoulder blades down and onto your back. Just kind of waking up here, getting things moving. And we'll reverse that circle, coming in the opposite direction. One more like that. This time, bringing the shoulders up by the ears. Draw your shoulder blades onto your back, releasing the hands down so fingertips barely graze the mat. Take the palms to face up, sweep the arms open across your chest. Nice, joining the palms overhead. And then think about pressing the space away. Inhale, arms sweep. Taking the palms together here, so you can straighten through the elbows as you reach out through the fingertips. Once again, inhale, sweep. Gazing toward the thumbs, exhale, reach. The next time we breathe in, take the arms all the way up. Let's take a side bend over to the right. And then bending into that opposite elbow, go ahead and keep the chest turning up. And see if you can find that length out through the fingertips as you ground down to that opposite sitting bone, reaching a little bit further if you're able. One more breath here. Let's sweep the hand down, and from here, draw your forehead towards your knees. So start to allow the weight of that shoulder to relax, relax the weight of the head, and then breathing in here as you breathe out, sweeping that hand to the outside of the knee. Take your other hand back behind you, grow a little taller first. We'll come into a twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more breath. As you inhale and wind, we'll just take the arms all the way up and release the arms down. And then once again, inhale, arms sweep. Opening across the chest, taking the palms together overhead, reaching out to the fingertips. Inhale, open the chest. Joining the palms, maybe easing toward the thumbs, reaching out. One more like that. Inhale. Nice. The next time you breathe in, let's reach the arms and we'll take a side bend over to the left. Releasing that other hand down and then lengthening out through the fingertips here. See if you can straighten all the way through that elbow and find that connection from your sitting bone all the way out through your fingertips. Chest turns up, lengthen out as you reach. One more breath here. We'll sweep that hand down. Start drawing the forehead toward the knee. Start to allow for the weight of that right shoulder to drop toward the floor. And then from here, taking a breath in, we'll take this hand to the outside of the knee and just set up for a twist. So coming out of fingertips for a little taller as you exhale, deepening that twist. So think of the ribs wrapping around, and then from there, the head and neck will follow. Inhale, grow tall. Deepening that twist. One more breath. Nice. On an inhalation, unwind. We'll take the arms all the way up. This time, releasing the arms back down by your sides. Inhale to lift up halfway and wrap the arms here. And then creeping through some circles, just allow the weight of the head to release. Nice, one more circle around and then we'll come back to the middle here. Reach the arms out and this time bringing that other arm on top, reversing that same circle. Nice, from here, unwind the arms and we'll go ahead and come onto hands and knees. So bring your hips and knees in line and then just stacking the shoulders here. So right over top of the wrists. We'll start to cat-cow the spine. So as you inhale, standing the heart, allow the belly to drop, easing up on an exhale, pressing into the floor, curl your tailbone around up through the spine, cat stretch. As you inhale, extending the spine, allow the heart to lift, easing toward the ceiling as you exhale, round all the way up. Really press to the hands here, chin coming toward the chest. Get that nice stretch from the low back. And then just moving through cat and cow here, taking your time, connecting with the breath. And just starting to warm up the spine. Nice and easy. Once again, extending the heart. On the last one, we'll curl the tail under, this time rounding all the way up. Bring your chin to your chest. Go ahead and bring your hips back toward your heels, and then inch the fingertips out long in front. We'll rest the forehead here. If the forehead doesn't rest on the mat, maybe taking the knees a little wider. And then inch the fingertips out. As you press into the hands, hover the elbows away. That'll start to stretch the shoulders here. And then breath in. We'll just walk this out to the right. And see if you can lay over your right thigh as you do, pressing into the hands. Reach the hips over to the left. Breathing into that whole left side. Keep this nice and long. Make your way through center. And this time, walking your way over to the left. As you press into the hands, see if you can breathe into that right side. And we'll keep this nice and long. Come back to the center. So from here, inhale, shifting forward onto all fours. Bringing those shoulders a bit slightly forward to the wrist. As you exhale, tailbone garage your back, rounding through the spine. Inhale to lengthen through the belly, shifting forward. Exhale, locking back. Go for a couple more like that. Actively pressing the hands down into the floor here. And then the next time you come forward, let's take a circle around to the right. Keep actively pressing into the hands, hovering those elbows away from the mat. And then we're going to reverse this. So coming over to the left this time, shift the hips all the way back towards the heels and around. Nice. Coming back through all fours. This time reaching that right leg straight back. Reach back through the heel. We'll start to rock it back and forth. Just kind of waking at the foot. Starting to open up to the back of that leg. Next time you reach back, hold. Taking that stretch from your heel all the way to the sitting bone. And then shifting forward just a bit, lifting that leg. Be sure not to elevate the hip. We'll tap it down and lift it up. So start to find that foot to core connection. So waking up the core here. As you're ready, when you feel steady, adding in the left arm. Tossing down, rising up. Nice. Really activate that back leg, drawing the thigh toward the ceiling on this last one. Find that extension of both directions like you're being pulled apart. Kind of lift away from your wrist. Nice. We'll take that hand back, release it over the opposite foot. And as you press back through the heel, just getting that stretch to the whole right side. Nice. Release your toes, bring it back to the center. From here, just dropping that heel, taking this arm up. And make a fist with that hand, take a little circle. Circling the other way here, take this arm alongside the ear, breathe into your right side, and we'll take the hand down, taking that left foot back to meet the right in a high plank. Pressing into the palms, press the floor away, engage your shoulder blades firmly on the back. And as you exhale, take the thighs up and back, and start to pedal your feet. So just bending one knee, As you reach and straighten that opposite heel toward your mat, still waking up the back of the legs. So you're moving, should feel nice. Nice, we'll lengthen the heels toward the mat. Pressing down through the palms, just moving toward the thighs. Inhale, shift forward and come into your plank. And from here, lowering the knees, sinking the hips back toward the heels, rounding your spine, coming back to rest pose. And inhale, rising up onto all fours. Slide the hands in a bit, take the left leg back this time, tucking the toes under, start to rock back and forth. Just kind of opening up through the back of that leg, waking up the foot a bit. As you press back through the heel, hold, find that stretch, breathing into it. Nice, we'll shift forward just a bit, and then lift that leg, but try not to elevate the hips, so bringing all the tension into that leg and hip. And then tapping down and rising up, trying to maintain that hip just where it is. You're gonna add the right arm and left leg together. Keep the back of the neck long here, pull up and in the belly. And then we'll find that extension in both directions here and fold, really activate the back thigh, using that hamstring. Nice, taking the hand down. Take that foot over the opposite foot. Reach back for your heel and just breathe into this left side. It should feel like a nice stretch for the whole left side of the body. And we'll release the toes. Bring it back toward the midline. And this time lining up that shoulder of the wrist. Reach the other arm up. Take a little circle of that wrist. Nice, circling the other way. Really activate the back leg. Take this arm alongside here, breathing into those low ribs. Take the hand down here, and we'll take the right foot back to meet the left. Really energize the legs, engaging the core. Nice, walk up and back. Downward dog, pedaling in place. So just getting things moving. This time, as you reach for the heel, add a little circle, the ankle in one direction. Rolling over the top of that foot and circle the other way. And same on the other side. Nice, we'll lengthen the heels toward the mat here. Pressing into the hands, just moving toward the thighs, lifting up through the sitting bones, thighs and going back. Heel forward, find your high plank once again. Engaging through the legs. Nice, and this time lowering the knees, we'll lower all the way onto the belly. And then from here, pressing back. And taking that wide knee child's pose. Pressing into the hands, hover the elbows away. Rising back through all fours, tucking the toes under. We'll lift the hips up and back. And just walk those hands all the way back toward the feet. Take a generous bend of the knees. And you can start to shake your head yes and no, and just kind of releasing tension you might be holding on from the upper body. We'll soften those knees here and just roll it up to stand. So engage in the abdominals and stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. Shoulders roll back from here, grow tall, and then we'll bend into the knees and sweep the arms. So make sure the feet are parallel, toes point straight ahead. Finding some extension through the spine, and then bending into the knees. Arm sweep, open across the chest. 2 more like that. Moving on your breath. Find a little deeper bend in the knees here, extending through the upper back, and then this time we'll open it out to the right. So coming into a twist, see if you can keep those hip points facing forward, twisting out to the left this time. So you're twisting from the belly button. As you bend into the knees, take a peek down. Make sure you're not rolling in on the inside of that foot. Same distance between the knees and the feet. One more each side here. Coming into that rotation of the spine. On this next one, we'll sweep the arms, come back to the middle. Little extension of the upper back, and then bend the knees slightly and roll down. And then think of engaging the abdominals here. We'll soften the feet, or soften the knees rather. And soften the feet too. Roll it up to stand. Tucking one vertebrae on top of another, so chin coming toward the chest. Peeling back down. Allow the head to hang, allow the arms to dangle, and then as you soften those knees, rolling up and stacking one vertebrae on top of another as you roll it up. Last thing, it comes up, shoulders back, and then the head, chin to your chest, peel down. And press down for the feet, but knees are soft. Stacking one vertebrae on top of another, rising all the way up. Let's add on from here. So bringing the chin to the chest. Healing down, engaging those abdominals. We'll take the hands on the floor and walk it out into a plank position. Once again, so shoulders in line with the wrists. You can hold here, just holding plank. You can lower the knees and hold this modification. Or lowering down either an inch, halfway, or nose to your mat. Elbows hugging in. So this is a tricep push-up. Head is in line with the spine. Chest is aiming forward. Nice, lifting the hips up and back. And then walking those hands toward the feet. Take a generous bend in the knees as needed. And softening as you roll up, stacking one vertebrae on top of another. Chin to your chest and peel back down, Pilates cushions. So there's lots of ways that you can modify this. Maybe you're holding plank for today. Maybe you're lowering those knees and holding plank. Maybe you're lowering the knees to come into your push-up. Head in line with the spine. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Start to walk your hands all the way back toward your feet. And softening those knees, rolling to stand. Last thing it comes up, shoulders, neck, and head, chin to your chest. Healing down. Imagine you're peeling away from the wall here and using those abdominals one vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way out. Nice. Elbows drawing in, pressing up. Try not to let the chin jump forward here. Knees are soft. Make that you're pressing the floor away. One vertebrae stacks on top of another to grow tall. Last time through. And elbows drawing in, pressing up. Nice, we'll walk it in. And this time softening the knees, rolling up to stand, take your time. Taking one vertebrae on top of another, shoulder pull back to the top, and grab a hold of those weights. And coming into a wide second position to start. Heels are in, toes are out. Draw the navel into the spine, you scoop the belly, roll your shoulders back. Make sure the feet are even, and then you're sliding down that wall and rising up. So you can do this with or without weights. I recommend 1 pound or 2. If you're feeling really daring, maybe 3. Keep the crown of the head reaching up toward the ceiling. Tailbone is sinking down toward the floor. Nice, Barbara. Knees over toes. And you're opening up the knees toward the wall behind you. 4 more like this. On our last one, we'll hold steady, little pulses down. Nice, we're gonna hold it here. Start to carve out a circle with the arms, stabilizing through the shoulder blades here, abdominals pulling up and in. Nice big circle. And then reversing from here. And from here, we'll bring the arms forward, slow lower the right, reach that hover, and then the left. Try not to break at the wrist, navel drawing toward the spine, scooping the belly. Nice, we're gonna alternate from here, switching in the air, and switch. Trying to elevate those shoulders. Try not to rock side to side. 4 more. Here's 3. Nice, last one, we'll reach the arms back out, bending the elbows here, little pulses up. Try to bring your elbows in line with the shoulders. Try not to break at the wrist here, navel drawing to your spine, and maybe sink a little lower. We're gonna hold it steady here, draw it in. Open out. Think of those shoulder blades gliding onto your back from here. Try to keep the rib cage dropping down. 4 more. Nice, last one. And from here, joining the wrist, we'll squeeze for 2. Last 2, draw it in, little pulses. Nice, from here, you're gonna sink a little lower, just pivot off this back heel, bring your palms to face forward, knees aligned over the ankle here, and then lifting and lowering, adding a bicep curl, elbows in line with the shoulders. Little dips, 2 more. We're gonna come on to the other side. So from here, coming through the middle, go ahead and spin off this back heel, bring your palms to face up. Lowering and lifting, make sure those front toes going straight ahead. Knee aligns over the ankle. A little bit of drawing in toward the midline for the inner thighs. Last one. And we'll come back to the middle. And from here, just toe heel the feet in. Nice. Go ahead and release your weights. Little sip of water if you like, or coffee. We're going to come on back down. I'm going to slide my mat forward. Bringing those feet in line with the sitting bones. Rolling through the spine here, abdominals engaged. Walk it out. We'll take a quick stretch. Holding here in that downward dog. You can pedal the feet if you like. Nice, we'll lengthen the heels and then glide forward into that plank position. You're welcome to lower the knees from here or lower your plank to the floor, elbows tucking in. Hands underneath the shoulders, release the toes. Press up, we'll fold it back. Hips to your heels, separating those knees apart. Nice, let's go ahead and swing it around. Come to a seat. If you have a ball or a block at home, grab that. I'm going to bring it back between the inner thighs here. And then grow tall. Navel draw into your spine. Here, scoop your belly. As you exhale, rolling your tail under and around in your spine. On an inhale, lengthening through the crown of the head. Exhale, pull around, scoop your belly. Inhale, rise up. Growing tall. Exhale as you round. Nice. 2 more. Exhale, scoop it around. Lengthening up through the crown of the head. We're going to reach through the arms from here. If you don't have a ball, just find that sense of adducting. So drawing into the midline a bit, squeezing in. If you have your ball, give it a little squeeze. The next time you rise up, grow tall, we'll bring the hands back behind the thighs. We're going to hinge from the hips this time. Keep your head in line with the spine. Make sure that rib cage is dropping down. Imagine there's a rod through your spine. And we're leaning back. Exhale, lean. Hinging from the hip joint. From here, you can release the arms and hinge. One long line, slow rise up. Try and keep weight in the feet. They're going to get a little bit lighter. Nice. 1 more, just like that. And then we're going to come into a rotation of the spine like we did standing. So you're going to bend that right elbow. Rotate, open the chest, sweep the arm around. Rotate, open the chest, sweeping that arm. Rotate. And keep drawing in toward the midline here. And opening the chest to the right. And opening the chest for the left. Nice, let's do 1 more each side. Last time through. And we'll come on up. Nice, slide the hands back behind the thighs, inch forward a little on your mat and roll it down. Bone by bone. Walk the feet in once you're here, release your arms. We'll take the chin toward the chest. Just your low back down and peel the hips away. Get that sense of adducting and you're lengthening the knees toward that opposite wall. Roll it down here, bone by bone, upper back, middle back, lower back. tailbone, and rise up. Engaging those glutes. Knees are lengthening toward that opposite wall. Rolling through the spine here. Let's do 2 more. Get that feeling of hugging in toward the midline. Slowly lowering. Nice. Last one. Rising up. We're going to add a little lower and lift. So lower and lift. Squeezing those glutes. 5 more. 4, drawing in toward the midline. Try not to let those knees go wide. 3, 2, last one. We'll roll it down nice and slow. Engaging those abdominals from here. Lift the feet away. Bring those arms out to a T. Knees in line with the hips, coming into that tabletop position and lowering toward the right. Opposite oblique will have to lift you back to center and lowering toward the left. Keep this nice and slow. And then rising back up. Try to think of this opposite shoulder blade grounding down into the floor here, pressing down through those palms. Coming into those obliques, think sideways muscles here. Rising up. Let's do 1 more each side. Keeping that squeeze on your ball. Nice. We'll come back to the middle. Release the feet to the floor. This time slide the hands back behind the head, elbows are wide, navel to spine. Cradle the head and the hands, lift the tips of the shoulder blades. So lifting a little higher from here, elbows wide, slow lower. Exhale, lift. Lift a little bit higher, elbows wide, slowly lower. Navel to spine here, reach. Let the weight of the head come into the hands, then lift higher. And rising up. And lift a little bit higher. Sinking that navel toward the spine. Reach. And reach. Slowly lower. 1 more this way. Then we're going to come into that rotation. Make sure the weight of the head is in your hands here so you're not tensing the neck. We'll rise up. Rotate to your right, elbows wide. Center. Rotate left. And center. Lift up right here in the middle. And lower down. Exhale, peel. Rotate. Center. Rotate. And lift. And lower. Exhale. Coming into that rotation. Keep the elbows wide here. Rotate. Coming back to the center. Last time through. Waking up those obliques. We'll come back to the center. Hold this one. Take the hands back behind the thighs. Sink your navel to your spine. Grow a little taller. Little lift up for 2. Last 2. And lowering down. Give those knees a hug. And release that low back into the floor. Little circles here with the low back. Take your head side to side. Nice. We're going to set up for the 100 from here. So from here, scooping the belly, draw your navel into your spine. Try not to jam that low back into the floor, but don't let this big expanse come between the low back and the mat. Lifting 1 foot and then the other, knees right over the hips so you're engaging that TA band. And then we'll reach the arms, nod the chin to the chest. From here, tips of the shoulder blades lift away. You're walking to take the ball back behind the head for support. Start to pump the arms. So you're inhaling for 5 here, scooping the belly. Exhaling, arms are pumping, navel's drawing to your spine. Stay here or lengthen the legs. If you have a Pilates circle or ball at home, you can bring the circle between the ankles or the ball between the inner thighs. Staying here or lowering down to about 45 degrees. Don't go so low that that low back wants to arch away from the mat. Arms are pumping, hug the inner thighs in. Stay here, slowly lift. And slowly lower. And slowly lift. Arms pumping, navel drawing to your spine. Slowly lower. Nice. Scooping that belly, squeezing those inner thighs in. Slowly lift. And slowly lower. Let's do 1 more like that. Nice. Holding this one, inhaling. Squeeze those inner thighs. Exhale. Slow release. Give those knees a hug. Shake a little circle here. Release that low back down into the floor. And then nodding the chin toward the chest. Knees in, go ahead and rock it up to a seat. I'm gonna set up for rolling like a ball. So scoop your belly here. We'll start to bring that C-shaped curve to the low back. And then lifting 1 foot and then the other way. We're gonna come to a small movement, just rocking back 2 inches. Keep this distance between chest and thighs throughout. So you're not bringing those knees any closer to the chest. You're keeping that same distance. Rocking back a little, just 2 inches, rock to come up. One more. Rock it back a little, rock to come up. Hold. Staying with this, or moving into the full version. Holding at the top. So make sure you have that C-shaped curve of the low back. Your spine is a nice big curve. Nice, you're welcome to stay here. Come a little tighter in that ball. Maybe grabbing a hold of those ankles, knees to your forehead. Last time through, we're going to hold this one at the top. And this time extending through the spine, reach those legs so they're parallel. Testing out the hamstrings, lengthen the right leg, lengthen the left. Find that extension through the spine, squeeze the inner thighs, extend the arms, take a breath. Full teaser, we'll take the feet to the floor and roll it down. Now you're welcome to grab your ball, your Pilates circle, or you can grab your weights here. I'm gonna come into the roll up, so squeezing those inner thighs together, drop the rib cage toward the pelvis, arms float overhead, but notice they're not gonna come all the way down and touch the floor, because what would happen, my ribs will start to sway. So keeping those ribs in, squeeze the inner thighs, reach the arms to shoulder height, and then start to peel bone by bone all the way up, rounding through your spine. Think of curling the tail under here, navel draw to your spine, roll back down. As the arms float up, the rib cage is gonna drop down. And then exhale, out of your chin to your chest. And peel, 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 peel. Reaching out and over the toes here. Nice, as you roll back down, feel that squeeze the inner thighs. The arms float up, the rib cage drops down. Exhale, peel. Inner thighs are connected here. Think of reaching out and over the toes. C-shaped curve of the low back, rolling down. Keep the legs actively engaged here. Rib cage drops down, arms floating up. Use your breath. Reach, nice. And then inner thighs stay connected, rolling down bone by bone, nice and slow. Last time through. Nice, on this last one, we'll come all the way down. Reaching your arms back down by your sides, pressing down through those palms. Kind of bend the knees in one at a time. And from here, we'll lift the legs up toward the ceiling. See if you can press the weight of the palms down into the floor, press down through your shoulder blades. Separate the legs just the width of the mat apart. We're going to lower toward 45 degrees. Inner thighs connect. Slow lift to 90. I want you to bring your awareness into your pelvis. Try and keep everything stabilizing. So you don't want to let that pelvis change shape and start to arch the low back as you lower down. You don't want this sway back to happen. So this is where the work comes in, drawing that navel to the spine, keeping everything engaged. Let's do one more this way, then we're going to reverse this. Nice and slow. So from here, lowering with the legs together first, then separate. Slow lift, inner thighs connect. Slowly lower, separate, lift, legs connect. Last time through, we're going to connect those inner thighs, rounding down through the palms, and then tracing a circle on the ceiling with those big toes. Circling around the left. Inner thighs stay connected, circling around to the right. So you're moving from the hips here. Squeeze those inner thighs together, scooping the belly. You're peeling the hips up away from the floor at the end. A little bit of a lift. Staying with this, or make that lift bigger, corkscrew. So as you lift up, hold at the top. Bring that weight into the shoulder blades here, not onto your neck. Last time. And we'll lower down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking those arms up overhead, grab a hold of your weights if you're handy. Heel it up to a seat. Reach out and over the toes. Nice, we're gonna rock it side to side. Bring the extra push away from your sitting bones, sit up tall. Find your navel into your spine. Make sure you have this inward curve the low back. If not, try to bend the knees. And then we're reaching the arms out like a T, soft bend at the elbows. We're gonna rotate right. Make sure this rotation is coming from your belly button. It's not this, it's not the arms moving, right? Keep those arms right at your sides. Rotate left. Rotate right. Reaching up through the crown of the head. Keep that length through the spine. Nice, we're gonna change it up a little. So from here, bring the arms in front of you. As you rotate, bend that right elbow back. And unwind. Rotate left. Make sure you're not leaning back into this. The crown of the head is reaching for the ceiling. Sitting bones are rounding down to the floor. Try not to lean. Nice and tall. Reaching up through the crown of the head. Just moving on that axis here. One more, rotating left. And release. We'll go ahead and unwind and shift forward just a bit. This time bringing that C-shaped curve to the low back, extension through the upper back, wrapping back through sitting bones. Lift the feet off, extending one leg and then the other out to the side, coming into that open knee position. Hands can come back behind the thighs with a little bend in the knees, or you can take them up to the calves. You're going to bring those inner thighs together and slowly separate. So just go with your mat, keeping this nice and controlled, scooping your belly. Inner thighs connect, slowly separate. Nice. Two more like that. Let's give Barbara, take your time. We're gonna hold this one at the top. Maybe just holding here, scooping the belly, or from here, navel draws to your spine to rock back. Keeping that same distance between chest and thighs throughout. Rocking back. Nice. As you come up, lengthen, broadening across the collarbones. Nice. Two more. Exhale. Making sure you're not bringing weight onto the neck here, stepping the tips of the shoulder blades, last one. And from here, we'll flex the feet. Release the arms, slow, lower. Nice, getting that full extension up to the crown of the head. Take the feet a little bit wider than the width of your mat. Flexing the feet if you need to, take a little bend in the knees, so making sure you have a little inward curve of the spine, so you're sitting up tall. Reaching through the crown of the head, reach the arms out to the sides, take a breath. As you exhale, rotate right, reach through that opposite pinky toe, reach a little further here. Inhale, come back to the center, rotate to your left. So you're reaching out, reach out a little further. Inhale, grow tall, rotate. Make sure you're flexing the feet here. Imagine you're pressing the feet into a wall. Really activating those legs, rotate. Nice, one more each side, the saw. Getting that stretch in the hamstrings. You're reaching for that opposite pinky toe. And rotate and reach. Nice, reach a little further. We'll reach the arms up, take the legs back together here, slide forward on your mat a bit. A little sip of water is needed. We're gonna take the hands back behind that right thigh. And lower down. Nice, from here taking that leg up toward the ceiling. Let's flex and point. Reaching through the heel. One more, just kind of warming up your foot. Take a little circle of the ankle. So we're waking up all those connections through the back line of the body. Circle the other way. Navel to spine, scoop your belly. Trace that circle on the ceiling with that big toe. You're trying to keep the hips still. If you can maintain this with the hips still, you can lengthen that leg. Nice, grounding down through the palms, shoulders away from the ears. Stay with a smaller circle or make that circle bigger as you're able. Leg circles. Last time through, we're gonna hold this one at the top and then scooping the belly, reversing that circle. So remember, more important to keep those hips still than it is how big that circle gets. Last two. Tracing that circle in the air, last one. Bend this knee in. We're gonna release the front of this hip. Just give a couple of breaths here. Use your upper body stretch to just give this knee a tug, should look good. And we'll take that foot to the floor. Lengthen the left leg and flex and point again. Nice, reaching through the heel, then reach through the ball of the foot. And take a little circle of the ankle. And circle the other way. Nice, from here, navel to spine, scoop your belly. trace that circle on the ceiling. Out and around, back to center. Nice, stay here or lengthen that right leg. If you feel that tightness to the fronts of the hips and the hamstrings, keep that other knee bent in. Tracing that circle in the air. 4 more. Grounding down through the palms, shoulders away from the ears. Here's 2. Last one. We'll hold this at the top. And then reversing that circle. Navel drawing to your spine, your belly. Nice, 4 more. Try and keep those hips still. Remember, like you're balancing a water bottle on this lower belly. Last 2. Swing it around, last one. Swing and hold, bend this knee in. So we're gonna release the front of this hip. Draw your knee into your chest, start to release. Nice, we're gonna take that foot to the floor. Coming into a stretch, this time right ankle to your left knee. Take the left foot away from the floor. And then take a peek down. Just make sure this is one long line so that you're not knee in one direction, leg in the other. Move it a little closer as you feel the stretch. And we'll lengthen this left leg long. Scoot your hips just a bit to your right and take that knee across the body here. Taking this into a twist, weight of that right shoulder blade will release to the floor. Nice, unwind left ankle, right knee this time. Keep that left knee opening out to the left so you're not drawing it in. And then as you release this foot, if this causes a lot of tension in the upper body, or bring your hands back behind the thigh, then just release your arms to your sides. Pull it a little closer as you feel the stretch. Breathe into this. Let's take another breath here and lengthen that leg long. This time scooch the hips a little to your left. Taking this knee across the body, twisting out. Try and allow the weight of that left shoulder blade to release entirely into the floor. Breathing into this, one more breath. Should feel good. And unwind. Take those arms up overhead, stretch fingers to toes. And we'll bend the knees in one at a time here. This time, taking the hands, interlace the fingers underneath the knee. Bring that right knee in line with the hips, scooping your belly, left leg extends long. If you need to, maybe grab your ball here as support behind the head. So lowering that leg to 45 degrees, not the chin to the chest. Maybe that ball comes behind the head for support. We're just gonna switch. So I want you to think of drawing in toward the midline here. So find this foot to core connection. Activating the legs, and you can release the arms like this and come to a hover. If you're just away from your mat if you like. If this is too much on the upper body, lowering the head and neck down. Nice, one more set like this, hug the midline. And then we're gonna bend both knees in, so bringing them just over the hips. And then lengthen and extend, reach through the arms, knees over hips. Reach, squeeze those inner thighs together again, finding that connection to your core. 2 more, reach and bend in. Last one, hands back behind that right thigh, a little bend in the knees is needed. Double pull, legs will scissor past, again, hugging the midline. Scissor past. Nice. Scissor past. So let them draw in and brush. Each time in between, if you can muster, hands come back behind that calf. Last time through, we're going to come into doubles from here. So double straight leg, hands back behind the head, elbows are wide. If you need to, take a break, lower the upper body down. Otherwise, ball behind the head for support. Squeezing those inner thighs. Again, bring that awareness into your pelvis. Try not to adjust the pelvis here. Last time through, we'll bend the right knee in. And from here, we're going to rotate right and center, rotate left. Legs go straight down the midline here, so let them brush and brush. Elbows are wide, brush. Coming into that rotation, one more each side. And we'll lower down. Little circles here, release that low back into the floor, circling the other way. Take your head side to side. And we're gonna release those feet to the floor one at a time. Arms at your sides, chin to your chest, peel the hip points up toward the ceiling. Bring the weight into this left foot, extend the right leg. flex and reach, point and swing. Try not to lower that right hip as you lower the leg. Keeping those hips lifted, lifted, lifted. Stay here for second set, or it's a dip, lift, flex, reach, point, swing. Nice, 2 more. Last one. And reach, bend the knee. We'll take it down. 1 vertebrae at a time, releasing that low back into the floor. Heel it back as you're ready. Chin coming toward your chest. Shift weight into that right foot this time. Left leg extends. Here we go. Flex, reach. Point, swing. Try and keep those hips lifted, lifted, lifted. Don't let that left hip point lower. For 3. And you can stay here for second set. Same thing. Or at a dip. Lift. Flex, reach. Point, swing. Nice, last one. And bend that knee in. Woo, roll it down. Go ahead and lengthen those legs. Take the arms up overhead. Stretch from fingers to toes. And we're going to roll over onto the belly. Bring it to some back extension here. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Wrap the elbows in. Really activate those legs. Press the tops of the feet into the floor so much kneecaps lift. Engage the glutes. Back body's engaged. Rising up, back extension. Test yourself. Take the hands away from the floor and lower down. Back the neck is long. Squeeze those glutes. Rising up. Tailbone lengthening down. Try not to break at the neck here. Slow lower. Exhale, elbows rock in. Rise up. Head in line with your spine here. Squeezing those glutes. And slow lower. Last time through. And we'll lower it down, look over that right shoulder, take a little rest, trim your hips. Good, that big stretch to the head and neck. Nice, we're coming back to the center. This time release the arms down by your sides, keep a stripe running down your hands. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the chest, squeeze those glutes, lift a little higher. Make sure you're not doing this, head in line with the spine, lowering down. Rising up, shoulders roll back, squeeze the glutes. Chest lifting away from the floor. And slow lower. And rise. Whole back body engaged. Squeeze those glutes, lift a little higher. Releasing down, last step through, rising up, shoulders roll back. Open through the chest, but back of the neck is long. 1 more breath. Lift a little higher, lower it down. Look over that other shoulder, take a little shimmy. So good. Nice, we'll slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Press up, hold back, fix your hips. Cover the elbows away, get that nice stretch of the shoulders. Sip of water, we're gonna come on to our sides. For a little sideline work. Go ahead and line yourself up with the back of your mat. You're gonna bend this elbow, make a little cushion for your head. Make sure hips are stacked. Starting with that leg parallel, point up, flex, resist on the way back down. This hand can come in front for balance for a little more challenge, releasing it at your side. So you really have to use those obliques to help stabilize. Not a real high lift of the leg. Try and keep your head and neck relaxed here. 4 more. Reach through that heel. Here's 3. Here's 2. Last one, we're gonna hold it up here, tracing that circle in the air. See if you can make that circle, keeping those hips still. Imagine you're circling the inside of a barrel, so don't forget that area back behind you. Don't just come straight to the midline here. 2 more. We're gonna reverse it. So all the way out and around. Use your exhale. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, Nice, last one, bring it back behind you, bend the knee. We'll take a little quad stretch here, breathe into this. Nice, from here, we're gonna bring that foot around to the front, bring the back bottom leg so that it's reaching toward that corner. You can take weights to the inner thigh if you like, and lift and lower. Relax the foot here. Inner thigh work. Reaching toward that bottom corner of your mat. Last one is a pulse. Nice, lower it down. Bend both knees in, setting up for clamshell, and then lift and lower. So feet are in line with the sitting bones here. Knees are pretty much in line with your hips. Don't change the shape of your pelvis. So imagine you have like an apple for the teacher right here on that top hip. You're trying not to move. So if I open my pelvis too far, that top weight will move. Otherwise, see how it's staying still. Not sure what finger that is. Hopefully it's a thumb. Last one is a pulse.
Thumbs up.
I'm just teasing. Second set. Woo. Last one, it's a pulse. Nice. Third set. So this is that medial glute that helps stabilize the hips. Rita was talking about. Ooh, it's burning. Two more. We get a nice stretch after this. Last one, we're gonna drop it, extend this leg long. You can rub this out. Oh, should feel nice. And then we're gonna, from here, just roll onto your belly, sliding that knee onto the floor, and then come onto your forearms here. And then draw your heart forward and draw the elbows into it. It should feel nice. It's a half frog. So just getting that stretch. And then lengthen that leg. We're gonna swing the legs around. Ooh. And the on to the other side. So we're gonna make sure hips are stacked. Navel drawing towards your spine here. We're scooping the belly, a little pushing for the head. Point up, flex, resist on the way back down. Legs are parallel. Reach through your heel. Two more. Last time through. We're gonna do that circle in the air. Keep your hips still. Make sure you're coming all the way around to the back. Really engaging the core to keep everything else still. We're gonna reverse that circle. So you're isolating the leg here in the hip joint, making sure you're going all the way back behind you. So not just straight to the midline. Look down, imagine you're tracing the inside of a barrel here. Last one, we're gonna bring it to the back. Oh, quad stretch. Breathe into that. Nice. Bring your foot to the floor. If you like grabbing those weights, we'll do a little inner thigh work. Bring that foot to that opposite corner. Lift and lower. You can go without weights too. Flex the foot, reach through your heel. Last one, it's a pulse. And lowering down. Bend both knees in this time, stacking those hips. Open, close. So remember, apple for the teacher right here. So you're not changing the shape of your pelvis. If you're opening too far, that top weight would fall. It's not a real big movement. Pelvis stays the same. You can also take a hand to your sacrum, just kind of check. Make sure hips are stacked. Last one, it's a pulse. Second set, elevating those feet. Open, close. Same idea, hips are stacked. Nice. For third set, this is optional. It's tap And tap. Ooh, tap and tap. You get a nice stretch after this. Woo, burning. And release it forward, lengthen that bottom leg, take a little rub of that top hip. Oh. And we're gonna slide onto your belly, just kind of sliding that knee out to the side. And then come onto the forearms here and lift your chest. You should feel like a nice stretch, half rock. It's so good. Nice, we'll lengthen that leg. Go ahead and lower down this time. And just shimmy your hips side to side, release any tension you've gathered in that low back. You rest the forehead on the back of the hands. Nice. We're going to swing it around and just come onto your back. Woo. And taking a quick stretch here. You can bend this left knee in. If you've got your Pilates circle or strap here, grab that foot. Take it out to the side, breathe. Back to the center. Up and over till you feel that stretch. Breathe into it. Switching hands here. And then you can lower down a little further, maybe all the way to the floor. We'll come back to the center. And lift the upper body away. Switch sides. And out to the side. Breathe. Back to the center, up and over. And reach, taking it into that full twist. And back to the center, we'll do forehead toward the knee. And lengthen both legs. Releasing the arms at your sides, take a breath in. Exhale it all the way down to your toes, and then just working your way up here, relaxing those feet, relaxing the calves, the thighs, the hips, the back, the belly, the chest. The arms at your sides, all the way up to the shoulders, neck, and head. We'll take those arms overhead. Final stretch your fingers to toes. And then bending the knees in, making your way up to a seat using your upper body strength. Coming back to where we started. Nice, take a breath in here. Exhale out. One more deep inhale. And we're done. Thanks for joining me this morning, guys. That was fun. Good job.